Welcome. Oh, geez, I fell. Get back up. Here we go. We're back. Welcome back to Small Cap Recap, everybody. How we doing? Now, we're doing it early this week. As you may be able to tell, today is a Monday. We're doing this early for a couple reasons, just scheduling-wise it works out best. But I'm wondering. I have a question that is going to be addressed in this video, and I guess only time will tell. But this week, we are going into another rate hike decision. Are we going to hike up interest rates, or are we going to keep them kind of where they're at? Are we going to, I highly doubt, cut them? I don't know. We'll see. But we have officially entered into a new bull market. We're out of the bear market, according to technical terms here. Very interesting that the week of a new FOMC meeting or whatever it is, rate decisions, we're going into a bull market. I don't know where we're at. And I'm a small cap trader. This is normally small cap recap, but this does have a pretty big impact on just kind of where the overall market is. We've had some runners, but nothing crazy yet. And the longer the interest rates remain up, generally the less small cap runners we're going to see. There's just less money flowing into the market. But again, large caps are crushing it right now. Large caps are looking great, whether this is a short squeeze or a lot of buying back. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. But my only worry is that if we do raise rates this week, could we crash, not crash the new bull market, but could we end that pretty quick? And if so, will any movement trickle down into small caps? Well, let's kind of take a look at everything where we're at right now, where the market's at. And I want to leave you today with more of a question and ideally just, waiting and seeing here, kind of with the overall market to see what we might get for the small cap. So let's dig into the charts. There we go. Boom. Here we are with the SPY. SPY is through 430, which is a pretty big level. And we've broken out of some really key daily chart trends here that I'm excited about. I think we might have even talked about them a little bit on last time's small cap recap. Based on the trends lines I have drawn, it looks like we have. So we've got this really nice perk. We broke out of a lot of the consolidation zones, and now here we are perking through the 430s. But again, we haven't really had a strong dip in a while. And, if it's not priced in, if rate hikes are not priced in, if increases to it, this could send us back down into the, maybe the lower 400s. And we still have a lot of healthy range left, which is what is good about this, right? We're seeing this uptrend forming from basically October of 22 all the way up into here. We've got this nice uptrend going. We can still dip down, basically to 400 and remain in an uptrend. So I wouldn't be scared, but it could put a halt to some momentum. And we're seeing this in stocks like Tesla. Now, Tesla is just, I was looking at this chart. I hadn't looked in the daily chart in quite a while because this is nuts. This bounced from 100 up to 250 in really just basically 3 months, okay, maybe a little bit longer. Beginning of this year, 2023, basically the beginning of the year, basically marked our bottom for Tesla so far at 100. We're up at like 250 now. This is a really crazy bottom that it put in. And it's got, if it falls back down, it could still very easily, even if it doesn't just crash, it's got a lot of ways down to its next real support level down in the 150s, that most recent support, which gives me some hope that even if this dips, we could still see continued uptrend. Maybe we are out of the worst of it. This was a large dip on the SPY and a lot of large caps. And I want to even go back to Carvana. I can't remember if I had talked about this trade much last week, but I actually did have a really nice trade on it. I had basically started buying in on this perk after this breakout of this kind of multi-day consolidation, which I'm going to zoom in the chart a little bit better so you can kind of see it. We had a really nice perk a couple months ago, early January, and then we faded off. And then we got another higher low. We got a couple series of higher lows. Our first low starts here, higher low here, higher low here, higher low here. And then we get this breakout of this recent consolidation. Pardon me. And we perked up above 950s and held. And consolidated. Sorry, excuse me. Once again. I was really a big fan of how Carvana was shaping up for a bounce here. And I didn't quite start in there. I actually started in I did start in this day on this gap up through 14. We broke out, consolidated a little bit and added in on one of these dip days. And we got a big breakout. And that's what I'm excited about in the large cap space. I think that this market has certainly led to a lot of stocks. Remember, Carvana was up in the 370s. It went down to $3. That's nuts. We have a lot of stocks that are going to probably have bigger than expected bounces in the large cap space, which that's when they can start having a lot of range and almost acting like small caps in a way. They get a lot easier to trade when they get so cheap and beaten down. And Carvana just had a really nice setup. I'm excited to hopefully see more of those. I mean, I think Lucid might be another one. Now it's still kind of at lows, but as long as this company doesn't go bankrupt, it's still holding up. I'm waiting to see another higher low. I'd like to see a perk out of like this $7 area. Again, I understand that it's not, Carvana and Lucid and everything, they're not directly tied to something like Tesla. But when you have a car manufacturer today that's innovative and really more of a technology company than it is a car company. I know Bowen's been bullish on Tesla for so long. This is why, because they move like small caps in their own way when they get moving. So I'm excited to see a lot of these, even if we don't get a lot of small cap runners in the near future here. But a lot of this is going to just be determined by this Wednesday. So I would say, keep an eye out for a lot of these large caps, especially the ones that got so beat down. The Carvanas, the Lucids, even like Shopify. I know those are like way bigger and they've already bounced quite a bit. But we always think of the bigger stocks as kind of more of a leading indicator for what we're seeing here. And the fact that Tesla has bounced almost 200% in a couple months shows that there's a lot of range for large caps. Now, let's take a step back and go back into small caps for a second here. Let's go back into what has been moving. As I said last time, a lot of these cheap stocks, the sub-dollar stocks have been moving. I'm not a big fan of trading those necessarily, but they have presented amazing opportunities. We saw it on AHI the other day. This was already gapped up like near 100% when it got opened up near 60 cents. And then by the end of the day, it runs over $3. Today it's holding up and it did dip. It broke low a day. It broke everything. I had a couple nice little scalps on it this morning. Day twos are tough. But I'm really liking to see the trapping action that we're seeing here. You got to remember, right? Previous support and resistance really do matter. And we're looking at this intraday, and I see that basically 220 was a very key level here when we had our halt downs, our bounce, halt down, a bounce. And that was more or less kind of our previous resistance level from earlier in the day. This is very clearly a key level here in the low twos, and we held that. So we did break all low of days today. We broke previous low of day, which was right at the open at like 250. We broke this previous support here at 260, and now we're bouncing back above it. So we're trapping intraday, but still holding multi-day levels. That gives me a lot of hope that we're going to start seeing some really good small cap action too, or at least continued action on ones like AHI. We're seeing it today, once again, on AUUD. I'm early in the day, but this is another one of those cheap stocks that was once under $1 that is bouncing really well, and this is a nice midday bounce. This is what I really love to see. We get the really clean VWAP consolidation, right under VWAP. It's one of those gappers that fades off, breaks low a day. It looks like it's just fading away. Then middle of the day, out of nowhere, it just kind of recovers. We get that perk back up. We break high a day right from low a day without really doing much else. And then it cleanly consolidates. We break out. We're getting momentum into the end of the day. We're getting momentum into later in the day, which is very different than in my opinion, what we were seeing last week. You would get those basically like the AHIs. You'd get this spike up and then just fade off and do nothing else the rest of the day. That's what it seems like the market's been a lot of in the small cap space. The fact that AHI held up so well, the fact that AUUD is holding up so well, give me a lot of hope that we are going to be able to get some really nice market opportunities here in the small cap space. So definitely keep an eye on these cheap ones that don't necessarily fade off too far and maybe even recover back in the afternoon. It looks like we're seeing some end-of-day momentum again. I'm going to be keeping an eye on AHI going to the end of the day today too, into the end of today. To kind of see where we're at, because this would be a preferred one, right? We're already holding up well above yesterday's levels. There should be shorts. Well, I say yesterday as in Friday. There should be shorts still stuck from Friday. Those who did not get out over the weekend, maybe those who added into this push, whatever the case may be, the longer we hold up and the sooner we do it, the better. So if we can get a really nice push on AHI, I'll be fully ready to go for tomorrow, at the very least, until Wednesday, until we see a little bit more. Another mover from today, ASST. Holding up pretty decently right now. It's up over 100%, but not really doing much. But with AUUD and AHI momentum, we're coming up on a pretty key trend break here. This could be a really nice spot in and of itself, where we're seeing the same thing. We just see continuous low day breaks. Now, middle of the day, here we are pushing up into VWAP. If we can get some VWAP consolidation, ASST is a very low float. We're seeing that momentum. I'll basically gauge going into the end of the day today, is ASST setting up for potential power hour move, maybe even before that. Keep an eye on these stocks that are, gapping up really cheap and holding their levels. We kind of talked about that a little bit last week with some of these stocks that are perking up and holding above previous, maybe even a month ago, 2 months ago, high volume days of former resistance that are now holding a support. We're looking at a very similar thing here with a lot of these intraday movers, which again, are just more signs of potential, heat in the market. But that's really all I have in terms of charting for today. A lot more of it, like I said, is going to just be determined by what happens this Wednesday. Now, I'm not saying that guaranteed if they raise rates, that it's a guaranteed cool down of the market, but it's more likely than not. If they didn't raise rates and they just kind of kept them the same, we may get a continuation. May get more follow through. There's a lot of speculation as to what could happen, and we just really don't have any clear answers until Wednesday. And that's why I want to put this out now. If we don't raise rates and the market does stay hot, guys, we may be in for a few fun weeks in the small cap market because we're seeing it with AHI. We're seeing it with ASST. We're seeing it with AUUD. We've been seeing the signs coming together for a few weeks now, and I think we just have a couple days to determine what that's actually going to lead to. Anyways, that's my thought, and that's the question I leave you with. Will FOMC, will interest rates break our bull market, or will the lack of change continue it and we get a nice couple months of summer? I don't know. We'll see. Let me know down in the comments below what you think might happen if we raise rates or if we don't. And let me know, I guess, if you just want to take a fun guess and speculate with me, will they do it or not? I think they probably raise rates again. That's my bet. The market's hot and, smart traders sell into pops. That's basically what this is. That'd be my take on it. But again, that's a complete guess. We'll see on Wednesday. Let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you drop this video a like. Make sure you've got the post notifications turned on. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel for all future videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you back here next week. And I hope you guys have a great trading week this week. Happy June. Take it easy, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for being a part of the Stocks to Trade family. We just hit 100,000 subscribers, but our goal by the end of this year is to get 150,000 new family members a part of our channel. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button, comment down below, hit the subscribe button, and maybe even turn on your post notifications. We cannot do this without your guys' support. So thank you so much. And if you want to see more of what we're doing, again, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and comment down below. We'll see you in the next video.